Think of the value, the pure, unadulterated value of growth, of continuance, of the growth of life, of the growth of the plant, of the growth of the child, of the growth of the animal. Think of the power of the growth of all that which shares the choice, that can take a step, that can make a choice, of all the beings of choice, the birds, plants, trees, fish, and animals, and all other creations of choice. Think of the growth and all the potential they carry. Think of the potential of growth that carries in the animal of human, and the creation of human, and the growth of human, and the continued existence of human. The growth and the continued growth and new life as it comes to be, and its potential as it creates of our future, as it will always create of our future. It is the strike. It is the new. It is the new steps. It is the growth of our world, the children, and the future, and the birth of life among all creations of choice. The birth of life is the continuance. It is what is the makings of our future, the making of what will be, what possibilities will come to be, will not be created by those that now live, for we shall be gone. Someday everything that lives as we now see it will die. And you know what will take over? But the children that are born from the time that we now exist, from the seeds that are planted into the future, the seeds that plant to the new future, the children that will create of the new future. Those are our most precious assets. They will be here after we are gone. Our grandchildren, our children's children, our ancestors knew it, and that is why we are here. We are here because our ancestors created a new life form, because they created life and passed it on. The ancestors of the birds, plants, trees, fish, animals, and all other creations of choice passed on their life, created new life, and that is why they are here. And without them, there would be no life. Without that choice by our ancestors to create of life, there would be no life currently. So what will be here after we're gone but what we create, the lives we create, they will be here to continue. The lives of all the creations of choice that choose to continue, to grow, to prosper, to offer a seedling, an offer of egg, to birth, to create a child, will be here to continue life and continue growth and continue creation, long past the times of our days, long past when we are dust and ash. There will still exist. There will still be life because of the fact that new life is born from each of us as new life is born. But what happens when there is no new life born? What happens when no new life is created? What happens when there is no new life passed on from the birds, plants, trees, fish, and animals? What would happen to the world? But it would slowly decay away. Less and less would be of value. Less and less would exist. Less and less of creation would be existent. Less would be taken care of. Less food would be available if there were less animals in the world. There'd be less birds in flight, less trees in sight, less plants to grow without the seeds they share, less children if not for the children born. And as that grows lesser and lesser, what happens to the world? But it gets harder and harder to accomplish anything because the resources are not there. There is no one to create of those resources. Those resources are not being created, which makes our future dismal and dark and foul. But what makes our future bright is the birth of life, the continued existence, the creation of new life, which continues us all and will be here long past the times of our lives, creating and designing of infinite possibilities. For what is of most value to our world in its continuance and its growth, but its continued creation of life, or else there is none. There is no good times, no prosperity, for there is nothing there to create. There is not enough there to be created. from or by. So what is most important to our future, to the growth of our world, but the creation of it, the creation of life, to carry on, to show, to be there as a resource among the birds, plants, trees, fish, and animals, and all creations of choice. And what happens when that stops growing? Times get hard because we're running out of resources, because they have not been sponsored, because they have not been planted, they have not been born. So what will make a prosperous future? But the creation of life and creation and love and continued love and protection of life as it continues, as it grows, and as it exists. Growth. That is the future. We are just the present. We are the past in just a moment's time upon our death. So what will become of the future is not determined by us, but by what we leave behind, by the children and the creations of life that we leave behind will determine the resources of the future. And what do you leave behind? What else do you leave behind? What message do you leave behind? What creation do you leave behind? And what will be of the future? Will it be of abundance or of little? That is a choice made up by all that do choose. Which will you choose? An abundant future for our children's children, or one of dismal and little, for no care of life be given? But what is important for the future? To be prosperous and happy and joyous and pleasant, with the creation of new life among the birds, plants, trees, fish, and animals, and all other creations of choice. Thank you for your time. Christopher David Clayton of the United Unified Belief.